Bismillah assalamu alaikum. In today's video, I will be highlighting yet another dishonest and desperate tactic of atheists and evolutionists. I will do this again by contrasting a very common argument for evolution and the fine-tuning arguments for God. This is a very important video because this will highlight the biased assumptions of these clowns. As you know, probably the most common argument for evolution is the numerous similarities among living things. And the claim is that the similarities are highly unlikely to exist due to chance. When making this argument, the underlying assumption from these people is that it is possible for the living things to not have the similarities, and these living things could have been different from how they are now, and possibly or probably would not have the similarities that they do right now. Keep in mind one very important thing. These people are not giving any argument or justification for their belief that these living things could have been different or could have existed without these similarities. They are just assuming this. If pressed on this point, they will just respond by saying that either it is obvious that these life forms could be different, or that the burden of proof is on the person against evolution to show that these living things not having these similarities is impossible. In either case, they do not justify the belief that living things not having these similarities is possible. Now let's go to the fine-tuning argument. The second most common response to the fine-tuning argument is that the universal constants having their complex life-permitting values is necessary, and the burden of proof is on the person arguing for the universal constants having different values being possible. Keep in mind that there is nothing unusual or weird about these constants having different values. In fact, most scientists have assumed that these constants can have different values. In this case, the atheists will just assume these constants having different values is impossible without having to justify their beliefs. I think it's easy to see that this situation is the inverse of their attitude when it comes to the similarities argument for evolution. Keep in mind that in either case, we do not have any arguments or evidence for either thing being possible. What these clowns are doing is assuming the thing they want to be possible is automatically possible, and the thing they want to be impossible is automatically impossible. And in either case, they do not have any burden of proof. So basically what they are doing is having one standard for their own arguments and a completed different standard for the arguments for God. The dishonesty and double standard is self-evident. This video is extremely important because it should show you the garbage epistemology and beliefs of these clowns. Even if you are someone who thinks evolution is plausible, it is very easy to see the double standards and hypocrisy of atheists. Keep one thing in mind, and this is something I learned after years of researching and debating these topics. Unless you have a consistent standard of evidence, the entire debate on any topic is a complete waste of time. This is why I am focusing on evolution so much. This is something these people believe and have arguments for. We can analyze these arguments and prove very easily why their ideologies and beliefs are pure garbage. If you enjoy this video, check out my book on this topic. It goes into a lot of detail on the topics. Till next time, as salam alaikum.